Hey everybody, Alex from SeemsGoodMagic.com here, and we are back for another 6222 Swiss draft. Eldritch Moon, Shadows over Innistrad. Alright, so we open Newscraft Mob. Quite a few people think this card is pretty amazing. If you recall, I played it in my first draft in the format. Played pretty well. I don't think it's like insane, but I do like it. It's a good card. We also have Prey Upon in here and Drownyard Behemoth. All of these, I guess even the Crusader, are pretty worthy first picks. I saw quite a few commenters refer to this as 6 mana 5/2/2s. That's not what this card is. I know you want it to be, but that's not exactly what this card is. I still think I'm okay taking it here over the Prey Upon, even though I do like Prey Upon. It seems like the decks I make don't always lend themselves amazingly well to Prey Upon. Okay, so follow-up pick. What is the best card in this pack? Probably the Herald. I like the Wretched Gryph. We have a Thermo Alchemist. All of these cards are good. I think the Herald is probably the best. Desperate Sentry also good. No real good follow-up black pick. I mean, Graph Harvest is fine, and it's synergistic with Newscraft Mob, but I don't like taking it here. We have the Weirded Vampire as well, which is just, you know, okay. I guess we'll take the Herald and be okay with that. Okay, so we've got some choices now. So we have the Spreading Flames, which is definitely a good card. You can splash it as well. We have Brazen Wolves. We have Curious Homunculus. Foul Emissary, Lashweed Lurker, Exultant Cultist. Once again, no real good black card. Succumb is playable, but it's certainly not the best card in this pack. I can take the Spreading Flames and probably be okay with that. This can deal with a lot of things. Sadly, this card it's not underperformed. I've gotten 3-for-1s with it, but 7 mana, not so easy to get to. I mean, Lashweed Lurker could just be a good pick here because it's a strong card. I've been pretty impressed with it. And you can basically run it in any deck because you can pay colorless for it, but 8 mana is pretty expensive. You really want to emerge it. I guess we can take the Flames. Like I said, it's not been terrible. It's just I want it to be better than it has been. Okay, once again, Alchemist Greeting. I like the card. I think it's good. I have not had really issues playing this card. Even if you don't have the Madness Outlet, it's playable. I'll grant you it's not amazing. So other fine picks in here. Haunter, I guess, goes with the Herald, but for the most part, I'm usually not hunting for Tattered Haunter. I've played against it a few times, and it's beat me, but there's certainly been times where I bet my opponent wished they could block with it. I guess we'll take the Greeting. I'm okay with that. Greetings! Yeah, we'll take it. I mean, there's also Scavenger in here, which is good. Permeating Mass, which I haven't seen in action yet. Ooh, that's a late Galvanic Bombardment. That's a good sign for red. Take that. We have an Extricator in here too, which is... Some people say I overvalue this card. I really like Extricator. I've kind of explained already all the 3 aspects of it that make it a good card. 1, that it feeds its own Delirium. 2, that it puts 2 bodies out for a fairly modest cost. And 3, that it turns into a really nice win condition. So it has 3 really positive aspects going for it, but I'm fine taking the Bombardment here. Picking up more red removal till we figure out where we're at with this draft. Okay, more red. I mean, I can take the Deranged Whelp. It's a good card. Very efficiently costed menace creature. And I admit, like a few times, I'm still making the mistake of looking at 2 or 1 toughness creatures and not being overly concerned. But it is true that it seems like 1 toughness creatures do have quite a bit more issues in this format than in triple Shadows over Innistrad. But let's take the Whelp here. Continue to cut good red cards. So you take the Mercurial Geist. It actually has synergy with Herald. And we actually have a decent start for a blue-red deck, which is a deck I like a lot. We also have Insatiable Gorgers, which is a good card. Mercurial Geist is clearly going to be better for a blue-red spells deck. If we don't end up in spells, it's probably not going to be great. I still kind of want to make it work. It's a very powerful card if you make a spells deck come together. Gorgers has been good too, though. I think I'm going to go Geist. I don't know if that's necessarily the right pick, but I want to make it work, which is why I'm taking it here. Well, seeing this pick, I guess I wish I had taken the Gorger. Because I think we're going to take Scavenger now, because that's very late. There's also Liliana's Elite in here. Okay, we're going to take the Outcast over the Reaver. Outcast is a powerful red spell. Got the Graph Harvest back. All right, I mean, I guess we can take it. Borrowed Hostility, totally playable. I like it. So Insatiable Gorgers now I would definitely prefer 2 Midnight Scavengers. Jeez. All right. Well. All right. Well, here's a Fortune's Favor. It seems like we're probably black. Those are some of the latest Scavengers I've ever seen. So the only pick I would do differently is probably the Gorger over the Mercurial Geist now. All right, we have Weaver of Lightning in here, Markov Crusader, kind of good on 5-drops as much as I like the Crusader. I could take the Weaver here and be perfectly content with that. This card is good. Blocks well. Wharf Infiltrator, like I said, not been super impressed with that card. Weaver is just good. Like, obviously it's better in the blue-red spells, but with double Scavenger, I think we're going to be able to pick up some... Well, I hope we're going to be able to pick up some rats out of this pack. It's not a high priority pick for people, especially if we're wheeling Midnight Scavengers. I can't imagine people are going to want the rats if they don't want the Scavenger. We'll take the Weaver here and be pretty happy about it. Not a good black-red beatdown card, but we don't even have to be black-red beatdown. So we can take the Stromkirk Condemned. I think this card's probably better than it looks, even if you don't have a lot of vampires, which we don't. In fact, this will be our first vampire in a black-red deck, which is kind of amazing. Could take the Certain Death. What's our removal, though? We've got Galvanic Bombardment, Greeting, and Spreading Flames. I mean, you could always use more removal, but I think this Condemned, I kind of want to take it. I think it's it's kind of deceptively good. It also works well with our Greeting. Maybe we'll find some more madness, especially in black-red. All right, I'm going to take it over to Certain Death. Also Fragment in here, which still I'm just not super impressed with. Ooh, past a Hanweir Garrison? There's a Boon of Emrakul too, but we'll take the Garrison. There's actually a chance that we get past the Battlement too. Like I said, this is kind of the hard card to pick up. And then the easy one is the Battlement, which tends to go late because no one really wants it, but I've melded the two before and it's as busted as it looks. It's insane. Otherwise, Boon would be a very solid pick too, but I actually like the Hanweir Garrison. If you have any sort of support, like removal or combat trick, and get just a couple attacks in with this, you've made an army, so it's good. And we've got a couple one-man army cards now, the Mob and the Garrison. Wow, past the Collective Defiance. I've had some people ask why the foils are worth less than the regular cards. And I believe it is because you can convert if you collect an entire set, you can redeem it. But that does not apply. It applies to foils too, but you have to have all foils. So people are actually seeking non-foils more, which makes foils worth less. Isn't that amazing? It's like complete opposite to real life, but this is worth about 3 tickets anyway. It's worth more than that. The regular's worth like 5, and the foil's worth like 3, but this card is still amazing. So we're very happy to take it. Okay, we'll take the Ruthless Disposal. It's another 5-drop, but we've somehow managed to not pick up any rats, oddly enough. And there's no other pick in here we really need. I guess Succumb to Temptation, but we'll take the Disposal. Let's cut the blue cards now. I think at this point we have solidified ourselves into black-red. Another Scavenger. I don't think we need that one. 3 Scavengers with no rats. That's unexpected. I guess we'll take the Certain Death. Get another removal spell, which is fine. Definitely looking like a 17 land deck, especially since probably don't want to play this Otherworldly Outburst, and even Graph Harvest is looking pretty lousy. So you need to, ooh, finally get a Graph Rats. All right, that's good news. That is a high priority pick for us now. Okay, so we can take the Supplicant. I'll take it over the Cutthroat. I'm fine with that. I like the Supplicant. It's a good card. And Cutthroat is actually, it's okay. I haven't been super impressed. Once again, X1s. The bane of the X1s. So we have Cemetery Recruitment. Guess we take the Crusader. I mean, we're in the right colors for it. We don't have a great deck for it, but there's nothing else in here we really want. I don't think we need a Cemetery Recruitment. Here I think I'm going to hate a Guardian. We seem like a deck that's kind of susceptible to some early beats. So we're a bit of a 5-drop dot deck right now, which is not certainly unideal. I don't know what I want to cut the most, though. Like, keeping Flames, Mob, and Certain Death, we really just need to maybe axe 1 5-drop if we're playing 17 lands. I mean, it seems like the Crusader is the most out of place. We kind of want the Scavengers for bringing back anything, particularly the rats. I guess we can take the Recruitment now. I'm probably just not going to need an Impaler. I just feel like I'm super unlikely to play Recruitment. It does, I mean, it's cool with Mob for value. We don't really have any other zombies, though. I guess I'll take an Impaler in case I need it. All right, well, getting the Reaver back's good news. We already have Otherworldly Outburst, and we've already cut it. And just continue. I mean, it's good that the red's flowing. All right, picking up that late Reaver is good because we need to sort of lower the curve a little bit here. But like I said, I'm pretty comfortable probably just cutting a Crusader from here if we have to. I mean, I can also just play 6 5-drops. It seems pretty excessive. I've got a very odd curve going at the moment. Ooh, well, I love me some Flameblade Angel, so we're going to take that. This card's very strong. Also, Arsonist, Howlpack Wolf. Wolf's not very good for us, but Twins would be fine too. We have at least a couple ways, like Stromkirk, Condemned, and the Supplicant as means to madness it out, but take the Angel. As if our deck needs more top end, right? This pack's a bit of a miss for us. I guess we're going to take the Pale Rider. Howlpack would be fine, I guess, but it can't block, and this deck seems like a deck that needs some blockers. Just nothing else for us, really. It's not exactly a Pale Rider deck, but I guess when you have a high curve, if you need to play something early, you can discard something expensive. I mean, it's an efficient card, but discarding a card is not always so easy. I mean, alternatively, we can consider cutting the Outcast, but I almost feel like I prefer the Outcast to the Crusader in this deck. And I kind of want both Scavengers because I actually think they're just good value. Like, bringing back a Garrison is very big. A Weaver, any of our creatures that are 3 or less. Probably not going to need double Borrowed Hostility. I admit I'm more impressed with this card than I was at the beginning of the format, but still feels like we don't need 2 of them. Okay, well, Blood Mad is fine here. I think removal-wise we're doing okay anyway. And we're not really aggressive enough to abuse the rush, and we certainly have enough 5-drops, so probably do not need the reduce, but Blood Med seems good. So we can cut a Borrowed Hostility now. So I'd prefer to not have to play the Bold Impaler. It's a fairly underwhelming, unimpressive card. But like I said, with all of these 5-drops, we're going to have to probably cut one of them first, just for curve purposes. Too much top end. I mean, we have Styncia Masquerade, but we just do not have enough vampires, in my opinion. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 is just not enough, and we're not aggressive enough to really abuse Masquerade. I think I'm actually going to take the Gibbering Fiend over the Sanguinary Mage. And the reason is I'd rather... Can I get Delirium? I guess that's a question. So we've got the instant. We have sorcery. We don't have enchantment. We do potentially have land. This lets us get land too. So it seems like our deck can, in theory, get Delirium. It's going to be pretty unlikely, but I'll still take the Goblin Piker, I think, over the Mage, although it is a 2-1. I was just talking about how that can be a problem. And I guess Sanguinary Mage has better Condemned synergy. All right, I guess we'll go Mage. This deck seems like it needs it a little bit more. Well, there's a good pickup for us. All right, Breakneck Rider is super strong. We're going to take it over the Prophet. Prophet probably fits the curve a little bit better, though, right? Still going to take Breakneck Rider. Super strong card. Very, very efficient. Very good. I'd love to have the Mad Prophet, to be fair. Well, geez. I guess we got to take the Incorrigible Youths, but otherwise I'd take, like, Hulking Devil, or, Hulking Devil, Explosive Apparatus. Apparatus helps with Delirium, but we don't have the Gibbering Fiend anymore. I mean, Youths is good. It's just, once again, not really what our deck needs. So we can take the Aristocrat, which is good. At this point, I guess we have enough vampires to support Crusader and Youths. Figure out alternative cuts here. Maybe we are off the Outcast plan. Let's take the Aristocrat. So indulgent. So indulgent. All right. Certainly have enough 5-drops at this point. Arsonist is a stronger card than Rats, but Rats is kind of just more what we're looking for. So 5-drops that are going to get dropped from the deck. Probably the Outcast and Youths versus Crusader. How many Madness outlets do we have? We have a Pale Rider, which still costs 5 mana. We have Condemned, which works well with it, and Supplicant, which ends up costing you 4 mana, which you can't always do. I think the Youths might actually get the boot here, and honestly, we probably even have to cut one of the Scavengers. All right, I mean, I don't need more 5-drops. I guess we'll take Twins. I didn't want to cut a Midnight Scavenger, but it's just like we just have too many 5-drops. All right, we'll take the Wolf here. I don't think we're playing Rush. I guess I'll take it anyway. Our deck has plenty of creatures. That's a good... guess we'll take Shamble back. All right. I mean, 4-drop, sure, but... Okay. So we'll figure out some cuts. I really like Vlidenpack Outcast too, but I think we've just got to figure out what 5-drops we're cutting. This deck has way too many. So we have to make 5 cuts. I think the Impaler's get next. We don't need it. It's cool that it works with like Aristocrat and stuff, but whatever. Yeah, Outcast is going to get booted. I think the Youths are getting booted too. I like it, but I would prefer the Crusader. I think the lifelink for this kind of deck that's got a great late game plan is going to be more important. And we might actually be dropping a Scavenger. I don't know if I want the Pale Rider now Pale Rider's okay. It's not great for our deck. No Madness outlets and... Oh, I guess that's not true. We can Greeting off of it. That's alright. I don't know if I want the Pale Rider in this deck, though. I'm trying to find a way to avoid cutting the Midnight Scavengers. Just because I like the value that you get from them. I think we are going to cut the Pale Rider. It just doesn't strike me as a deck that's hyper beatdown, right? We've got these amazing late game cards that are not conducive to beatdown, like Mob and Flameblade Angel. They're just high value picks. We've got these Scavengers, which aren't beatdown. Once again, value. Weaver, not beatdown, value. Breakneck Rider is beatdown, but also 3 mana, 3/3. I can afford to cut one more card comfortably. One more creature, I should say. But maybe we do boot the Borrowed Hostility. I like the card, but I like our creature curve now. And I don't really want to cut any more 2 or 3 drops. What's our curve look like if I combine the grid? That's not a horrible curve. We're definitely going to run 17 lands. I'm pretty tempted to cut the Borrowed Hostility. I don't really want to cut any of my creatures. Sanguinary Mage admittedly doesn't seem great. It does block reasonably well early, though. But then we just have a lot of sorceries, which really don't work well with it. Right? Like, sorceries aren't what you're trying to do with Mage. Mage, especially in this deck, you want to keep defensive and instant speed something and suddenly prowess out of nowhere, which this deck just really does not do. Like, our most powerful cards, spell-wise, are Defiance, Greeting, Disposal, Certain Death, Spreading Flames. Just a ton of sorceries. Well, I guess Spreading Flames is an instant, but very, very late game. Yeah, maybe we do cut the Mage. Rely on Borrowed Hostility to do some work for us. All right. So we still have 16 creatures. How many vampires do we have for this? We have Aristocrat, Condemned, Reaver, 3, 4. Okay, we don't have a lot of vampires. Aristocrat, we don't have a ton of value for either. But it's still a good card, I've found. Like, just leaving up the mana in response to removal, I'll sack this and at least make my Aristocrat bigger. This deck really wanted a Sanitarium Skeleton because Aristocrat, Stromger, Condemned are just very good with that. Even the Supplicant. Like, we have some very good synergies with that. I don't think we saw one, though. Even the Disposal. Like, this deck would have really benefited greatly from a Sanitarium Skeleton. But that's all right. We're still looking good, right? We have some powerful finishers, some good... I mean, Flameblade Angel is definitely a bomb. I don't consider Newscraft Mob a bomb, but it's a good value card. Hanrir Garrison is not a bomb, but it's a powerful 3-drop if you have any sort of support for it. Works really well with a flipped Breakneck Rider, a neck breaker. All right, how's our curve looking? Just fine. Okay, I like it. I am satisfied. So let's do, I guess we have quite a few double red and at least a couple double black. I still think we're going to err towards red, and the reason they agree. And the reason is I have a higher priority of resolving a turn 3 Breakneck Rider than I do of landing a turn 2 Stromkirk Condemned. I'd like to be able to do both, but we ended up with no 4-drops, is that right? That's unusual. So a bit of an ugly curve here, admittedly. But I don't want to really swap any of my 5-drops out. Like, Scavengers are high value in this deck. Bringing back Garrison, Weaver, Breakneck Rider. all of those 3-drops are really beneficial cards to bring back. All right, I guess this is the deck. Just because of the awkwardness of the curve, I gotta rate it a bit lower than normal. So I don't think I can give this deck much higher than like a low C, even with the bombs. Just I could see us getting punished for our curve. So we'll give it a low C, 70%, 72%, something in that range, because we do have some pretty powerful removals. All right, we'll see you round 1.